Alright gamers, this time around I'm going to be showing you some of the best games that were available on the Xbox 360's Live Arcade. The Xbox 360 Live Arcade was full of some of the best games on the system. Anyway, before I spend too much time waffling on about it, let's just get to the games. I've got a few to cover. First up is Kingdom for Keflings. This is kind of a city builder where you have the privilege of playing as your created avatar to help, guess what, build a kingdom for, guess who, the Keflings. This game is very reminiscent of the classic Age of Empires games where you recruit the Keflings to gather resources, which then allows you to build components for buildings and slowly build up a kingdom for them. This truly is one of the best games on the whole platform, and it has a fantastic sequel too, which I may just cover in part 2. If you haven't played it, then you should definitely give it a go, if you can. Costume Quest is a fantastic turn-based role-playing game where you play as a kid who is on a trick-or-treat session with his twin, who unfortunately ends up getting kidnapped by an evil monster. You spend your time travelling around your local neighbourhood looking for items for your costumes with the aim to save your twin. You gain companions throughout the game, and during combat the characters will transform into the costumes that they are wearing to battle against your foes. If you like a good turn-based role-playing game, then this one might be for you. It's gorgeous to look at and an absolute blast to play. Up next is Alien Breed Evolution. Evolution? Evolution? Tell me in the comments which one's right. This is the first entry into the legendary franchise since 1996 and is one hell of a game. You play as Theodore J. Conrad, who is tasked with restarting his spaceship's engine to hopefully prevent a head-on collision with an unnamed planet. Alien Breed Evolution is a top-down shooter where you have to blow the hell out of various alien enemies, as well as collecting keycards, escorting survivors, and restoring power back to the ship. Upon release, it was met with less than favourable reviews, but I happen to absolutely love it. When I first played it, I had no idea about the older games on the Amiga. I just played it because it looked good. I then found out about the Amiga games and went back to play them, and well, they are fantastic too. Give this a go if you like top-down shooters. Defense Grid The Awakening is probably one of the games I spent the most time with from the Xbox Live Arcade. It's a tower defense game, as you might have guessed. You have to defend your power cores from waves upon waves of alien enemies. At your disposal, you have 10 different towers you can build to destroy all the enemies that dare to try and take your power cores. You unlock the 10 towers regularly throughout the campaign, as well as upgrades for each tower. Tower placement is a key in this game, just as it is in pretty much every other tower defense game. This was the game that made me fall in love with the genre. If you're partial to a bit of tower defense and somehow haven't played this game, then I would encourage you to seek it out and give it a go. Zombie Driver HD is a vehicular combat game which takes place in a zombie apocalypse. A chemical accident, or more likely a secret government project gone wrong, has turned all the citizens of the local city into flesh-hungry, brain-dead zombies. There are 3 different game modes to occupy you whilst playing this title. First up is the campaign mode, which gives you 31 missions to work your way through, as well as a few epic boss fights. You also unlock various vehicles throughout the campaign, including a fire truck, a bulldozer, and even a tank. The other modes are Blood Race, which offers up some intense arcade racing action, and Slaughter mode, which is basically a mindless kill everything mode, which really is a whole heap of fun. This is a fun, intense game that can keep you occupied for a long time and is truly worth your time. Carcassonne, or is it Carcassonne? I'm not sure. I'm going to call it Carcassonne. Carcassonne is a turn-based strategy game based on the board game of the same name. You can play it in multiplayer on one screen or via Xbox Live, or play it in single player against the computer's AI. You start the game with 7 followers called Meeples, and each player takes turns in placing random tiles on the playfield after the initial starter tile has been placed by the computer. The aim of the game is to create roads, cities and chapels to gain points, and naturally the winner is the player with the most points at the end of the game. It is easy to learn and relatively easy to master in all honesty, but it possesses the one more game trait, which means once you start playing it's really tough to stop. I have honestly spent countless hours playing this game, and to this day it's a game that me and my missus will play regularly. If you're into video game versions of board games, then this might be the one for you. Finally, for this episode I'm going to talk about Shadow Complex. Shadow Complex is a Metroidvania style platform game where you play as Jason, who is out on a hiking trip with his girlfriend Claire when Claire goes missing. While trying to find her, Jason discovers a huge underground complex filled with advanced technology and numerous soldiers. The aim of the game is to find and rescue Claire and make it out of the complex alive. Throughout the game, as is standard in Metroidvania style games, you find power-ups, new abilities and weapons, which then grant you access to previously unreachable areas. You are also granted experience points as you play, and each time you level up it boosts your basic attributes and unlocks player skills, which improves various aspects of your character. The game was released to very favourable review scores, and I couldn't agree more with them. It is a fantastic title and probably, in my opinion at least, the best Metroidvania outside of Metroid and Castlevania. Try it. Well, thanks for watching this video all about the best games that were available on Xbox 360's Live Arcade. There will be an episode 2 and maybe even an episode 3, as there are tons and tons of fantastic games that were available through this service. If you like this video, please consider smashing that like button and subscribing to my channel, and as always, keep on gaming.